Play Day Baseball in San Diego on a beautiful afternoon as the Padres and Rockies get ready for Game 4 of the series. So far, the Rockies have taken 2 of the first 3 games, and largely because of the work of Ian Desmond. 4 for 9 in the series, a home run and 5 RBIs. Back in the lineup for Bud Black again today. Meanwhile, Christian Villanueva in his time with the Padres against the Rockies. Well, in 6 career games against him, 7 for 16 with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Always fun when somebody makes their major league debut. We saw that last time out for Joey Lucchesi. Today, he gets start number 2 against a very good offense in the Colorado Rockies.
Making the bounce back, making adjustments for the young 24-year-old left-hander, see what he can do. Remember, against the Brewers, it's Kane, Yelich, Braun, 1, 2, 3. Now it's Blackman, LeMahieu, and Arenado. You've got to avoid the mistakes. This was early on. Wanted it in, it leaked over the heart of the plate. This one wanted down and away. Once again, right on a tee, you're going to get burnt at the big league level. He needs to get ahead, establish both sides of the plate, go up and out of the zone. We see a lot of guys fishing after that. And then burying, even if they put the breaking ball in play, if it's down, they can't get it elevated. It's an easy fly ball. And then working into the left-handers like Yelich did a fine job. And how about the defense, Don Orsillo, at the big league level? Joey Lucchesi will find out that, you know what, they have put the ball in play. I've got big league gloves behind me to play some serious defense behind me.
Well, last year, Hunter Renfroe had a chance to play pretty much every day in the outfield, with the exception of the 1 month he spent in El Paso. This year, a little bit different, trying to do the most with what time he has.
The at-bats have been very impressive. Why? Look at the power to the opposite field. If he stays on the baseball, let it travel a little bit, yes, he can do some damage to left center field and right center field. And then with the glove, first step always very important. He's athletic out there, and here's another breaking ball. He stayed on it rather than trying to pull it right up the center of the diamond for a base hit. He's making some major adjustments at the plate, and it's paying off.
Well, there's a lot of competition during the spring. That competition has blended into the regular season. When we come back, the manager, Andy Green, will weigh in when Bob Scanlon joins us after this.
The Padres and Rockies get ready to battle, and speaking of battles, there has been battle for playing time going on ever since spring training, especially over at the hot corner. Chase Headley, Corey Spangenberg, Christian Villanueva, all having good spring trainings, all wanting that playing time, and of course Villanueva with the 3 home runs the other night put himself a little bit ahead, or did he? We had a chance to talk with Andy Green yesterday about that competition.
I think there's a lot of guys that just had to fight and scratch and claw, and there's power in that feeling of confidence you get when you step up and you earn something, and you earn something over veteran players who have really good track records and done really great things in the game. And you don't want to rob somebody of that by just handing them something. And so I think all of us kind of came into the season with the hope that somebody would rise up over there and say, "That's mine, I want it." It's a pretty loud statement yesterday, but the season's built on more than just one day and 3 swings of the bat. And so I want to see him continue to step up and earn his opportunity. And he does that, it's going to keep coming his way.
And Andy was clear in making the point also that he likes it when guys take the job. He says guys feel better about themselves and about the accomplishment that they've made instead of a job being handed to them. Well, that's certainly not going to be the case. Whoever gets this playing time, and Villanueva gets another opportunity today against a left-hand pitcher. But keep in mind, it's not a platoon situation for him. He's done well against lefties and righties. But coming up next, homestand. High note, the Padres will try to take the final game against the Rockies. Joey Lucchese out there against Tyler Anderson. Padres, Rockies coming up next right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Season Padres home run score, free jumbo jacks only at Jack in the Box. By your Southern California Cadillac dealers. And by Petco, where the pets go. Beautiful afternoon here, Sunsplash Petco Park, as the Padres and Rockies get ready for the 4th and final game of the series. Time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 65 degrees with a breeze west at 9 miles per hour. The forecast partly cloudy. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you today as the Padres and Rockies wrap it up, and the Padres wrap up their homestand. Let's take a look at the Rockies starting 9. Bud Black's team has Charlie Blackmon at the top of the order and in center field, with DJ LeMahieu at second base, Nolan Arenado at third, with Ian Desmond in left, Trevor Story at shortstop, with Chris Iannetta, the veteran catcher, batting sixth. Gerardo Parra is in right field. Pat Vallejo with back-to-back starts. He's at first base. And Tyler Anderson on the mound, batting out of the 9 spot, with Joey Lucchese on the mound for the Padres. Ready to work here to Charlie Blackmon. First pitch of the ball game here today. Second major league start for Lucchese. That's ball one inside.
A little bit more info on the 24-year-old left-hander, Joey Lucchese. He's got the fastball, curveball, changeup, works both sides of the plate early. That's what he did in the minor leagues. And he will find out that in this league, like any league, go up and out of the zone with 2 strikes and they'll swing and miss. Let's see what type of adjustments he makes today. Day baseball here downtown in the gas lamp.
Blackman at .333, 4 homers and 6 runs batted in. Popped up foul, backing out of play.
How about this for a rookie? Faces the Brewers. First 3, first inning. Kane, Yelich, Braun. Welcome to the big leagues.
Pretty tough.
Second start, Rockies. Blackman, LeMahieu, Arenado. Check, please.
Yeah, 2 very good offenses that he is dealing with in his first 2 major league starts. Last time out, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. Not part of the decision.
He's got the stuff to get through those 3. Both ball clubs. I think the first time around against the Brewers was a nice way to, if you're going to be pitching in the big leagues, why not face one of the better lineups early on to see what it's like and what adjustments you have to make.
2-2 from Lucchese. And reaching out is Blackman and lining it into center field for a base hit.
Let's check out the defense behind left-hander Joey Lucchese. And the Padres defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right, Jose Perella back over in the other corner this afternoon. Manuel Margot, after a day off yesterday, he's in center field. Hunter Renfroe swinging the bat well in right. Third to first for the Padres. Villanueva, Galvis on the left side. Right side, Asuaje and Hosmer. Putting down the signs for the left-hander Lucchese will be Austin Hedges.
There's DJ LeMahieu with a runner at first and nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And that one will ride high to LeMahieu. 286 average to begin the year for the Rockies second baseman. Couple of home runs, couple of RBIs. 7th game he has played in. Well, the Rockies featuring their 3rd different uniform in this 4-game series. Going with the road grays today. Charlie Blackman at first base with a single to get it started today. Rockies have taken 2 of the first 3 games of this series. Padres have a chance to split the series as Lucchese, quick check on Blackman, back to the bag. Padres losing last night's game 5-2.
Got to avoid trying to play catch up this afternoon for the Padres.
Yeah, they're down 5-0 after 2 innings in last night's game. That fooled LeMahieu, and in there for a strike, 1-2.
Well, according to the strike zone there, that is a legit strike. That pitch right on the top part of the strike zone to LeMahieu.
Hosmer holding on Blackman at first base. Casey missing up here when he has missed so far. Got credit on the high strike. But it is 2-2 here. Mayhew now, Arenado waiting on deck. Rockies batting here in the first inning.
See if he can get something to roll over and let the infield defense work for him.
Runner goes, and they may get him here. Hosmer down to Galvis, who applies the tag. And Blackman guessing on the first move, and he ends up guessing wrong. Caught stealing. 1-3-6. Takes care of that.
That's the gamble you take with a left-hander out there on the hill. First movement, you are going. And you know what's nice about this play? Blackman never let up. Okay, once he committed, he kept on going. So Eric Hosmer's got to be quick to get rid of that baseball. He gets rid of it quickly. Look at him getting in position.
Quick transfer from the glove to the hand, bang, fires a strike to Galvis. It's a nice throw, accurate throw from Eric Hosmer.
Well, Mayhew cranks it foul off to the right out of play. It hangs here at 2-2.
Plus, being left-handed, you're already in that position, right, to where you don't really have to create a throwing lane. He's already inside the baseline to be able to give up that pellet to Galvis at second base.
Up again and a full count. I imagine this first inning important for Lucchesi here to kind of get settled into this second outing.
It would be so nice to go sit in that dugout, put a bagel up there in the top of the first, and hopefully the Padres can get something going. Give him a little bit of offense to go out there next half inning in the second with a lead.
In the air, foul down the right field line, and this lengthy at bat continues. Well, top two hitters in the Rockies order have been very good. Charlie Blackmon, of course, to the top of the order, 385. DJ LeMahieu at 364. Both batting champions in the past. And they've scored 9 of the 16 runs scored by the Rockies. So it's really been setting the table at the top of the order and doing a lot of damage.
2 batting champions back to back to lead it off.
He pitch to the at bat. It's going to miss inside for ball 4. 1 out walk. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, we mentioned it a little bit ago. Shut down first inning. Playing catch up for any ball club is not fun, especially last night. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Try to limit that and get to the Rocks pen early. If you get to that pen early, you don't have to face those setup guys before they get to Wade Davis. And maybe they can rat-tat-tat that Rocky bullpen around a little bit this afternoon.
1 out and 1 on. Nolan Arenado. Swing of the first pitch. Skies one to right field. Renfroe headed over towards the line. Will get there to make the catch for out number 2.
Swinging early at a pitch that he really couldn't do much with. And that works to the advantage for Joey Lucchesi.
So 2 down. LeMahieu at first base and Ian Desmond coming up. 421 start for Ian Desmond. 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. On the ground by Lucchesi, but out to Asuaje, who will tag second base and force out LeMahieu. We head to the bottom of the first. Padres coming up. top of the first. Look at Andy Green's starting 9, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Manuel Margot leading it off and in center field with Jose Perella in left. Eric Hosmer at first base with Hunter Renfroe in right. Christian Villanueva back in there at third base with Freddie Galvis at short. Carlos Asuaje made the final out of last inning at second base. Austin Hedges doing the catching the day game after the night game. And Joey Lucchesi out of the 9 spot. As the Padres today will deal with Tyler Anderson, the starter for Colorado.
Well, his first start of the year, he did not do well. In 2 1/3, 7 earned runs. Fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup. He'll bury that cutter into the righties and go changeups down and away. Padres need to get on the board early. Gives Joey Lucchesi some breathing room so he can go deeper into the ball game.
Margot has struggled to begin the year, 2 for his first 20 on the season. Down on the count, 0-2. Margot, Perella, and Hosmer here in the first to face Tyler Anderson, who lasted just 2 1/3 last time out, giving up 7 runs.
Ooh.
A different look there, and Margot strikes out.
Little quick pitch there with the leg kick. Behind Anderson, the Rockies defense is brought to you by Cadillac. Left to right in the outfield, Desmond, Blackman, Parra. Infield, third to first, Arenado, Story, LeMahieu, Valleca. And putting down the signs this afternoon for Anderson will be Chris Iannetta.
One down here in the bottom of the first inning. Jose Perella batting out of the 2 spot. Interesting to see the different combinations here for Andy Green with Will Myers on the DL in the 2 spot. And today it is Jose Perella hitting in front of Eric Hosmer.
Yeah, Don, you picked it up, but there was something different about that delivery to Manuel Margot. He shortened up his leg kick, almost as if it was like a quick pitch. Let's see what leg kick he uses here. See, high leg kick? He did not do that against Manuel.
Oh, it was almost like a slide step.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Able to strike out Manuel Margot with it. Fastball around 90 miles an hour here so far for Tyler Anderson.
Yeah, and he likes to work quickly. He likes to get up on that top of that hill and go to work.
28-year-old. On the ground towards second base, and DJ LeMahieu takes care of Perella. 2 down here in the first inning.
Want to see that kick again?
Sure.
To Margot?
Sure.
Why not? With 2 strikes, Anderson quickens up the front side. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then it goes down and away with the fastball. You see off balance swing by Manuel.
So 2 down here in the first inning, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. So used to seeing Johnny Cueto do that on a regular basis, kind of change things up. Gives you about 4 or 5 different looks.
I like it.
Hosmer fights this off into the shift. LeMahieu on the run and in time to get Hosmer. And the Padres are down in order in the first. No score after 1.
No score yet between the Rockies and the Padres. Joey Lucchesi going out for his second inning of work. And guys, something to keep an eye on during this ball game is the Padres' ability to put away opposing batters when they get ahead in the count. So far, the opposing team has hit .311, even when the Padre pitchers have been ahead. And even more concerning could be the fact that with 2 strikes, the opposing team has still got on base at almost a .300 clip. Now, we saw Lucchesi get 2-strike situations on both LeMahieu and Blackman to start the ball game. They both reached base. Hopefully that trend discontinues and he can start putting some guys away, guys. Be a little bit more efficient.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Trevor Story is who starts this inning for the Rockies. Chris Iannetta and Gerardo Parra also expected here. The trio of Rockies in the second inning. Casey's second major league start. Seems like when he has missed, it has been up.
I was just going to mention that when it's been up, it's been way up.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to find that happy zone, that happy medium to where it's enticing to the hitter. And once it gets up on him, they commit and they can't get on top of it. Hasn't found that release point quite yet. And the breaking ball there, that's the one where you want to start it either middle of the plate or in a little bit, give the illusion it's going to be the strike, and then it ends up towards the back foot for the swing over or the swing and foul ball over near the third base dugout.
In the air, down the left field line, foul. As Story gets out ahead of that.
Now that was an adjustment.
Casey about to throw his 20th pitch. And had thrown a changeup. Not going to change up this time. Not sure what he wants to do here.
He went fastball in, shook it, fastball away, shook it. Curveball. Okay, get it down. Get up on top of it and let it rip. Spin it. Shoe tops.
Bounced in, full count.
Had the right idea.
Trevor Story off to a 174 start. Rockies shortstop.
You know, another thing at the big league level, Don, is that you get to a 3-2 count against big league hitters, and you can't always rely on just the number one. If you do, you better locate it. So that's where maybe the shorter breaking ball might come into play. Looks like he's going to try to bury a fastball in here.
Fouled back by Story. Fastball at 90 miles an hour for Joey Lucchesi.
Another thing you have to keep in mind is that a lot of swings and misses from Trevor Story. Don't have to throw him a strike. Now he's going away with the heater.
Fouled away down the right field line, and we'll do it again.
He hit his spot.
Eighth pitch of the at bat coming up here. He's had some trouble putting away a couple guys. Mayhew, a lengthy battle in the first inning, and now dealing with Story here, leading it off in the second. And a swing and a miss comes back to get him. First strikeout for Lucchesi.
Well, we hear about hitters battling, fouling pitches off, and maybe working a walk. That ball looks like it's down the middle, and Trevor Story coming out of his shoes. Big swing, big pitch from the young left-hander. He challenged him right there. Big out.
One down here in the second inning brings up Chris Iannetta. Saw Tony Walters get the start last night. Iannetta catching the day game after the night game, and starting 3 of the 4 games of this series. 7 for 15 out of the gate for Iannetta at 467. A couple RBIs for the catcher. Last year spent the season with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and now in his second stint in Colorado.
You know, those fastballs of Joey, looks like it's, and it was evident on that really slow motion pitch to Trevor Story. It's almost like it's got a little bit, I'm talking just a little bit of cut rotation on it. Not a true like four seam rotation. For some reason, it looked like it had a little bit of cut. And remember, his changeup kind of has slider action to it. It's got that rotation. And what I mean by that is, let's say, you know, a true four seam out of the hand, when we slow it down, you can actually see the seams go like this. But with Joey, a little bit, it kind of looks like it's kind of just a little, it's just a little bit with a little bit of cut to it. And that could work to his advantage. Avoid the sweet spot just by an inch, inch and a half. That's huge. His first start, yeah, the toolbox of Joey Lucchesi, 64% of the time the fastball, the changeup, and the curveball.
A lot of fastballs.
Mm-hmm. And if you're going to throw that many fastballs to be successful, you better locate.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Iannetta with Parra waiting on deck. And kind of jammed him there and pops it up foul back and out of play.
And that was the changeup.
Iannetta battling here with 1 down in the top of the 2nd inning. Outfield about straight away on Iannetta. Fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Hangs at 2-2.
Let's watch the rotation out of the hand here. See how a little bit it's got that cut little to it?
Yeah, cutting action.
Yeah. Bob Scanlon down in the field. Call me crazy. Am I being a little crazy if I see a little cut action to that fastball rotation a little bit?
I saw the exact same thing, Mud, especially like you said on that slow-mo pitch that they showed to the previous batter. There's just a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
It's not the true 12-6 over-the-top four-seam action, and it's nice. And, you know, some guys just have that naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Grimsley, who I played with, he actually broke his wrist when he was a kid, and so everything that came out of his hand had that nice little cut.
Down to third and picked by Villanueva. His throw will be there on a hop. Nice play, both sides. Villanueva at third base to pick it. Hosmer on the other side to pick it. 2 down.
This is not an easy play. Hit so hard, he's got plenty of time, but he uses the bounce, right? And check out Eric Hosmer. Watch Eric Hosmer how he lowers his sights, right? Kind of in a little squat position. Get a good angle out of the hand of Villanueva so you can see that ball, see that bounce, lower the sights, easier to catch for the Gold Glove first baseman. Yeah, tip your cap to the third sacker.
2 down here in the 2nd inning brings up Gerardo Parra. The open stance from the left side, at least to begin. Parra batting out of the 7th spot in the Rockies order today. Been hitting at 211 to begin the year. 4 for 19 the numbers. Play for him to go the other way to move Manuel Margot to left center.
Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I've been really impressed with the range and reaction that Christian Villanueva has shown over at third base here in the early part of the season.
I have too. And when you say reaction, that one right there, it did not look like it was an easy play. I don't know why that ball kind of came up on him a little bit, but it was cat-like reactions, no doubt about that one.
Well, he just showed up to spring training, looked a little bit more leaned out than last year.
More nimble.
He did, and
no
it's
question.
showing.
Yeah, no question. He came in very good shape to the point where at one point during the spring they were thinking about him as the possible backup shortstop because behind Freddie Galvis, not a lot of depth among the utility guys in that area. So moved over there, played some games at short.
And Scan, we all know how important, you know, from an infielder standpoint, works from the feet up, right? Got to be good with the feet. everything follows in place.
Amen. Everything starts from that foundation and works its way up. But the thing, and Mutt, I'm sure you've played with some guys like this as well, guys that maybe were a little bit heavier, power hitters in particular, who were afraid to lose weight. They thought that they would lose some power. Certainly hasn't been the case for Christian Villanueva. No power loss at all. Still good mobility.
Parra will take it, framed there by Hedges, and down to first base with ball 4 goes Gerardo Parra. Second walk allowed by Lucchesi.
That's a good eye right there to Parra. I mean, that's a very swingable pitch, especially with the count being full.
36 pitches here in an inning and 2/3 so far for Lucchesi.
I take that back. It was a 3-1 pitch. 3-1 hitters count, and he just spit on it to take the walk.
There's Pat Valleca getting back-to-back starts. First baseman. 0 for 7 in the young season. And the recipient of strike 1. Valleca seeing most of his time last year coming off the bench in some pinch hitting situations, and it's been the case up until the last couple days. And the back-to-back nods here.
I'd have to say, as a hitter, you get limited playing time. A start here, a pinch hit there. Not an everyday guy. And you're wearing the collar, and it's game 7. I'm guessing that it kind of, even though it's an 0 for 7, kind of weighs on you a little bit, kind of wears on you.
Short lead at first base for Parra. Fifth pitch of the inning coming up. And that pitch is up. Second major league start for Joey Lucchesi. Brewers the first time, Rockies the second time. Both good offenses, and so far Rockies have not been able to do much, but Lucchesi throwing a lot of pitches here early. And that's going to miss. Full count.
Not missing by much.
4th full count for Lucchesi.
Throw over to first. Did you see the lead he had?
Very small.
It's like a 1.5 feet. But Austin Hedges gave him the thumb. Throw over.
I'm guessing that came from the dugout.
Yeah, it's a pretty good guess.
Hedges asks for time and gets it. Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook granting him time.
Let's see if Lucchesi pulls the string here and throws something off speed that looks like a fastball. Maybe throw him a changeup here and a fastball count being 3-2.
Ball 4, and he loses him on a pitch up. Back-to-back walks allowed by Lucchesi, and 3 now in an inning and 2/3.
Hey, Padre fans, you can stream Padres games live on Fox Sports Go wherever you are. Download the app to your mobile device. Select Fox Sports San Diego. Don't miss any of the action while you're on the go with Fox Sports Go. It's the right thing to do. Why not? It's presented by T-Mobile.
2 on, 2 down, and Tyler Anderson, pitcher for the Rockies, coming up here. Anderson will take strike 1. Playing with fire here a little bit with the walks.
And you made a good point earlier, and it's still evident that the fastballs he's been throwing up in the zone are way up and out of the zone.
Parra at second, Valleca at first, 2 down. Anderson with a cut there, down 0-2.
That's a big old thank you to Anderson for swinging to that pitch out of the zone to quickly get ahead 0-2.
There's Parr at second. Blake at first, both on base on balls. Swing and a miss, and Lucchesi strikes out Anderson to end the inning. Rockies strand a pair. Hunter Renfroe is going to lead it off for the Padres when they come up in the last of the second without a score from Petco Park in San Diego. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning back at Petco Park in San Diego, and it's time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question.
I love trivia.
On this date in 2010, Matt Stairs appeared in his first game with the Padres, his 12th different major league team. For which team did he play the most career games?
You know, that's a really good question.
Tough one.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
Because 12 teams, I don't think I'm really giving anything away. I'm going to say Oakland.
Okay.
The swinging A's, the swinging Matt Stairs A's.
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you.
That's just the first team that came to mind.
We will find out next half inning. Hunter Renfroe going to lead it off here in the bottom of the second inning.
Now you're looking in the media. You got
Yeah, I
your
am.
sheet.
Yep. Yeah. I like your guess. This one is popped up left side. Shortstop Trevor Story shading his eyes and making the catch. Ended up backpedaling well into center field from his shortstop spot to retire Renfroe for the first out here of the second.
We've seen some really good swings from Hunter Renfroe. We talked about him in our pregame show and in our open about going to center field on the breaking ball, going to right center field with some pop.
One down here in the second brings up Christian Villanueva. Villanueva with a 3-home run game here the other night against the Rockies. Certainly the highlight of the series. 3 for 10 so far in the year. Cranks this one foul and finds himself down 0-2.
Remember how he said the other day after the 3 home runs how everything was pulled? That's a pitch there to where it looked like with that swing he tried to pull it or just foul it back rather than trying to drive it to right field.
Here's a drive to deep left field. Will it stay fair? Down the line and a foul ball. Just to the left down there. He's trying to keep it fair but couldn't. Out ahead just a little bit.
4-seam fastball. Boy, he likes the fastball in. Tough pitch to keep fair.
Swing and a miss, and Anderson comes back to strike him out. Second strikeout for Anderson, 2 down here in the second. Beautiful day here today in San Diego. Lots of blue skies, lots of sunshine. There are a few clouds.
Scattered.
Here's Freddie Galvis with 2 away here in the second inning. 286 with a home run, 5 runs batted in. Galvis lines one to the shortstop, and Trevor Story goes up to get it, brings it down. Nice play. Done with 2 without a score. The third inning as we play day baseball in San Diego today. The Rockies and Padres without a score. And it's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. It was on the Padres hitting coach Matt Stairs. Appeared in his first game with the Padres in 2010. His 12th different major league team. For which team did he play the most career games? And yes, Mark Grant, you were right. Oakland A's, 632 career games for him.
I just had a feeling.
You were right. Charlie Blackmon leading it off here for the Rockies in the top of the third inning. Blackmon with a single to center field in the first, but was caught trying to steal. It's only hit so far off Lucchesi first time through. On the ground, foul outside of first. Matt Stairs incidentally broke into the big leagues in 1992 with the Montreal Expos.
I remember that.
And went to Boston and then to the Oakland A's. Parts of 5 years in Oakland with the A's. Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. Then we really start kicking it in. Texas, Detroit, Toronto, Philadelphia, San Diego on his last stop, Washington in 2011. Slap foul, still 0-2.
That's one way of getting to know a lot of people in the league.
Yeah.
Right?
Playing a bunch of different rosters.
Yeah.
19 seasons in the majors with 12 different teams.
That's great. That's a nice career.
On the ground down the first baseline, foul. Hosmer over to get it for good measure, but a foul ball. .444 in the last 5 games. Is that good?
That's very good. And it's a guy who doesn't give away at bats. It's a battle for any pitcher, whether it's your second big league start like Joey Lucchesi, or if you've been in the league 10 years.
Bounces in 1-2. Casey with 2 strikeouts in the second inning. Walk 2 in the second. Total of 3 walks in his outing. And in that first outing, Casey didn't walk anybody, struck out 1 in 4 2/3 innings. Gave up 3 runs to the Brewers. Evens up at 2-2.
This might not be a bad situation. Even count, pull the string with that changeup. Something soft down and away that has that slider type action to it.
On the ground left side, Villanueva on the half hop. His throw is in time to get Blackman for the first out of the 3rd inning. Time for the Kia drive to success with DJ LeMahieu coming up. Highest career average against the Padres. He hits at 320. Tied with Ichiro in that category. Justin Turner leading at 328. Minimum 200 at bats. Albert Pujols on that list as well.
Yeah, Justin Turner's still out, right, for the Dodgers?
Yes, he is. Fractured wrist. Spring training injury. Dodgers out to a 2-5 start and have lost 3 straight games. He walked in the first inning, getting his second look at Lucchesi. Gets the outside corner. Evens a count of 1-1. Mayhew now, Arenado next. Really the toughest part of this order. His top 3 hitters, Blackman, LeMahieu, and Arenado. Then he got Desmond, who started off so well. But the top of this order is really what does the damage for the Rockies.
There's no let up. You can't just give in to these guys. And one of the reasons why they're so tough, obviously we said 2 batting champions in Blackman and LeMahieu. Arenado, we know what he could do. But they use the whole field. They've got pop. Yes,
went around, strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Lucchesi. Mayhew didn't think he went. He's out number 2 of the 3rd inning.
Of course he's going to try to lobby and say I didn't go, but my goodness gracious.
Two down here in the 3rd inning, and it brings up Nolan Arenado.
Hey, you touched upon the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
How badly are they going offensively right now? They're 2-5, but yet their starters, their ERA is 1.9.
You should be winning more than 2 games.
They're not scoring any runs.
That goes back to Justin Turner being out too. That doesn't help. Nolan Arenado, 315 against lefties, 282 against right-handers in his career. And with a young lefty today. Pops it up on the infield, right side, and the Sun battling it as Hosmer makes the catch equidistant between first and second. It ends the top of the 3rd without a score today in San Diego. Regular season in Major League Baseball. Ohtani, what a start. 2 home runs and his first Major League win in the same week. Patrick Corbin, 2-0 with a 1.38 ERA for the Diamondbacks. Gabe Kapler off to a rough start as the Phillies return home. They are 1-4 on the year. And Kapler having some trouble with his bullpen decisions and some issues going on there as far as starters going deeply into games or not.
So many interesting storylines. Ohtani, it's great for baseball. Will it last? The two-way street there up in Anaheim. Patrick Corbin. Hey, Candy, all those strikeouts for the D-backs. Looking pretty good. What's going on there?
A little bloop here, and Trevor Story back there to make the catch. He's made 2 very good plays. Freddie Galvis on a liner to end the second. He opens at third by going to get that. And Carlos Asuaje is out number 1 of the 3rd inning.
And then Gabe Kapler. Wow. I mean, you know, there are some guys who are passionate about their decision making, and he seems to be one of them. Tough market, though, to be right.
I think it's the toughest. I really do.
I think Philly's tougher than New York.
I think so.
And it's a photo finish.
They booed Santa Claus.
What did Bob Uecker say about the Philly fans? They go to the airport and they boo bad landings.
It's tough. If things don't go well there,
I know.
it doesn't go well. Learned that from Terry Francona.
They booed Santa Claus. That's right.
Tires got slashed when he was the manager.
You're kidding.
No.
Are you serious?
No. Yeah.
Wow. Tough crowd.
He had some bad teams, though, in Philadelphia when he was a manager.
Yeah.
4 seasons spent there. Foul to the screen.
Quick leg kick, I should say, from Anderson, and quick swing, fouling it back for Austin.
A little bit high, 2-2. Austin Hedges batting with 1 down here in the 3rd. Hedges now, Lucchesi next. Padres batting in the 3rd without a score. Lined and caught at third base by Arenado. Went into foul ground to make the grab. And a Gold Glove third baseman, Nolan Arenado, making the diving catch for out number 2.
That's a shocker. Very athletic, 1, 2, 3, and a dive. And you know, we've seen him do that so many times. The Rockies and the Padres in the NL West, the same division, playing these teams 18, 19 times. And it's got to be frustrating. You square something up, you smell extra bases, but hitting it to the wrong guy.
Coming off the bat, had to feel very good. But out pretty quickly, barely out of the box when Nolan Arenado made that catch. So putting the gear back on as Hedges, frustrating AB.
Hey, that's a good thing, bad thing, right? Because you know you did everything right. You just happen to hit it to a guy who can suck it up at the best of them. So there's part of Austin Hedges that's saying, hey, stay right there. Put a good swing on it. Off the bat, I've got no control.
Lucchesi in his first outing had the chance to bat twice, was 0 for 2. Three-one pitch. Yeah, good hack there, but a miss on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Foul back below us.
Choke up a little bit and play a little game of pepper.
On the ground up the middle. Mayhew ranging around the bag at second, throws off balance, but in time to get Lucchesi. That ends the inning. We played 3 without a score in San Diego. day at Target Field. You know, the eagle goes up and then it comes back to the handler. Not every time. This eagle lands on James Paxton, the Seattle Mariners starting pitcher. Really nothing to hang on to there, so he ended up going away. But geez,
those talons on the shoulder, yeah, that's great.
Got to be on the sharp side, but
the eagle has landed on James Paxton.
Not how they drew it up.
No. How calm was Paxton, though?
He was pretty cool about it.
Just let the eagle do its thing.
I would have freaked out.
Oh.
Well, we head to the fourth inning on a spectacular day in San Diego, as Joey Lucchesi, fresh off a 1-2-3 third inning, was the final out of last inning, and took his time after having to run down to first base, getting himself settled in there on the mound with his warm-up tosses in between innings. And they'll be dealing with Ian Desmond, Trevor Story, and Chris Iannetta, 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Rockies. One hit through the first 3 innings allowed by Lucchesi. It was the first batter that he faced in Charlie Blackmon. Desmond did reach in the first on a fielder's choice. In the air down the right field line. Renfroe headed over. That's going to fall foul just outside the line. Well, that was close. Looked like it was going to land fair.
It was, and Alfonso Marquez put himself in a good position to eye that baseball as it came down towards the turf. Long run for Renfroe, and it hits the lip of the grass and the path. Clearly foul.
Ian Desmond down on the count 0-1. They're playing for him to go the other way. Margot over towards right center. He fouls it off to the right out of play. So pretty aggressive against Lucchesi. Not all the Rockies have been. They got deeply into counts, and a pitch count rising for Lucchesi with the first hitter of this fourth inning batting. He's up to 60 pitches. Bounces in 1-2. Lasted 4 2/3 innings against the Brewers in his major league debut. He's named the Padres minor league pitcher of the year last year. Combined 11-7 record, 2.20 earned run average. And that was between Lake Elsinore and San Antonio. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Ian Desmond. Fourth strikeout for Lucchesi. And there's one down here in the fourth inning.
There's that changeup with the slider-like action. Out of the hand, see the rotation. Down and in, and Desmond swings over the top of it, brings him to a knee. It's a nice pitch.
So one out here in the fourth, and it brings up Trevor Story. Struck out swinging in the second inning. He's got one of those 4 Ks. Fouls it off to the right out of play.
Swinging at the first pitch. Desmond did that. Trevor Story now doing that.
We keeping you up?
No, I'm excited. You got me right in the mid of a yawn. It was a short night.
That'll miss inside. It's a ball and a strike.
I mean, I've had a double espresso. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm just trying to kickstart it here.
You have had a lot of caffeine, and none of it is working. You take a little nap here in the middle innings if you'd like. Plenty of space in the back of the booth. I'll drop in there for strike 2. The breaking ball from Lucchesi.
Very nice curveball. Even if offered at that breaking ball that ends up on the inside part of the plate, that is a tough pitch to keep fair.
Evens up at 2-2. All day baseball here today. Padres on a getaway day will be headed to Houston to take on the world champion Astros.
Did you see their rings?
Tremendous.
Very nice.
Really nice.
They did a great job on those. I want to see one with SD on it.
Swing and a miss, and Story strikes out. That's back-to-back Ks for Lucchesi. 2 down.
You know, he's hitting his spots. That fastball, it caught a little bit of the plate, but that's exactly the part of the plate where Austin Hedges wanted it. And there's that little, just a little bit of cut action and the rotation out of the hand of Lucchesi to get in on Trevor Story.
Second time that Story's down by way of the K. And it brings up Chris Iannetta. Rounded out to third base in the second inning. 0 for 1. He'll take strike one. Casey's starting to settle in here a little bit in this outing.
I like the idea because of the scheduling, back-to-back starts at home. Familiarity with the environs.
We talked about it before, but I would imagine that the backdrop very different wherever you go.
Yeah.
You know, the different mounds and distance to the backstop and the fans.
It played to me.
Yeah.
Pitching at Candlestick, it seemed like home plate was 100 miles away. Pitching at Wrigley Field, it was like you could just actually place the ball to the catcher because of the stands in back of you.
Right.
Or
It's all
back
about
of
the
home
backdrop and your environs. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
So his next start would likely be at Coors Field. That's a tough place to have environs.
Yes, it is.
It's tough environs. Nice strike call, and it evens at 2-2.
Stay around the plate and you'll get those calls. That last pitch looked like he was off the plate just a little bit.
Ooh. Didn't get the call. Full count.
This pitch was better than the last one. Last one was a ball off the plate. He got the call, and that one does not get the call.
On the ground left side as Freddie Galvis will get it there in plenty of time to retire Iannetta. And the Rockies are down in order in the fourth without a score.
to the bottom of the 4th inning. And guys, the Padres have had some challenges getting the leadoff man on base. They've only done it twice in the last 12 innings. They've only done it 6 times this entire series. And so far this season, the leadoff man to start an inning for the Padres is hitting 195. So they've had some challenges trying to put some early pressure on the opposing pitching staff. Let's see if Manny Margot can get things started for them here in the 4th.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Keep an eye on that. It's been a tough goal for Manuel Margot as well. You think about leadoff men, and of course he leads off pretty much every day. Did have the night off last night, but back in there today, and 2 for 21 to start the year. Tyler Anderson has retired the first 9 Padres that he's faced in the ball game. Faced the minimum through the first 3 and struck out 2 along the way. One of those strikeouts, Manuel Margot. The other, Christian Villanueva, in the 2nd inning. Margot skies one out towards left center field, but Ian Desmond is there to make the catch. 1 down in the 4th inning. Jose Perella coming up, and of course he was hit by a pitch coming in and getting him right on the elbow. Ooh, and went straight down.
Yeah, not a glancing blow. That's got to hurt.
Unfortunately, later on in that inning, I also would be struck on the elbow.
Did it hurt?
It really hurt. And today I woke up and it was really sore. Very sore.
Yeah.
As you anticipated. You said it would be sore. And it was. Perella's in there. I'm in there. There's a pop-up foul off to the right. Although,
should we revisit it?
We did discuss perhaps a DL stint.
Well, here it is last night. Let's go back. After Perella was hit, Donnie wants to feel like a big leaguer.
No! It hurts just to watch it.
Well, I've got you a gift.
Oh, what do you got? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. So
elbow pad.
That's awesome.
Okay, let me help you with that.
Line to second base, and Perella is retired. Oh, this is great. So now.
Like this thing, Spencer Dolan.
Oh, Spencer's the best. All right, so now I can hang out over the plate.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want.
Does this hurt?
Yeah. It still hurts. It's only because it was sore already. This thing
but
is
not
useless.
as much. But not as much.
A little less, but it still hurts.
Imagine how worse it would feel without that. So you should be thankful.
Well, thanks.
That's
but
cool,
I think
though, isn't
it? It's very cool. But I mean, I think it's because it was already kind of tender, that area, you know. This one lined into center field, and the Padres have their first hit of the day. Belongs to Eric Hosmer.
We've seen Hosmer do that many times. Hit the ball well where it is pitched, and there goes the no-hitter. First base runner for San Diego. Let's check it out. Little cutter up, belt buckle high. Stayed on it. A very pretty swing.
So 2 down. Hosmer at first base, and it brings up Hunter Renfroe.
You like it, don't you?
I love it. Renfroe popped out to the shortstop, Trevor Story, in the 2nd inning. '40th pitch coming up for Tyler Anderson. He started this game by retiring the first 11 that he faced.
You got to wear that like the whole game.
I will, just in case something comes up where you feel the need to hit me again. Can this work as like my ankle too? Can I wrap this around my ankle, or is this strictly an elbow?
I think that's strictly an elbow card.
Over my neck.
Could be a neck guard. Is that kind of tight?
It's very tight. You got all of my chins in there. In the air to center field. That goes Blackman looking up into the high sky. And he'll make the catch out there that ends the inning. We played 4 without a score.
For his 5th inning, and look at this. It started in the 3rd inning. Blackman, see you later. LeMahieu on the off speed, then he goes fastball upstairs to Arenado. Nice job. There's a confidence builder for you going through the meat of that lineup. He's not done yet. A couple more swings and misses, a couple strikeouts last inning. Joey Lucchesi finding it, guys, after struggling a little bit the first 2 innings, and you have to wonder how much of a confidence builder that can be. When you retire Blackman, LeMahieu, and Arenado, he's retired the last 6 in a row, and he's on a nice little roll now.
Yeah, definitely feeling it here as he gets into the middle innings of this outing. And Gerardo Parra is going to lead it off for the Rockies. He walked in the 2nd inning. Only 1 hit allowed today by Lucchesi. That was in the 1st inning. First batter, Charlie Blackman, did walk a couple. He's walked 3.
And how nice is that first pitch breaking ball, curveball for a strike. And that's one thing I mentioned in our pregame, how he has to establish both sides of the plate with the fastball. The fastball was up and out of the zone, but still, east and west on the plate with the fastball, he's doing quite well.
75 pitches so far in his outing.
But Bob makes a great point. Confidence builder. I mean, it's one of the top 1, 2, 3 in baseball when you look at the Rockies and what they have to offer in the number 1, 2, and 3 spot.
Swing and a miss, and Parra pulling his shoulder off there. 1-2. Both starters working very well here today. Tyler Anderson retired the first 11 batters in a row before giving up the base hit to Hosmer. Then quickly ended the inning on the flyout by Renfroe. So he has been stellar today. Just off the outside edge.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Casey backs off the mound, kind of in the midst of a meeting with himself. Now appears in for the sign from Austin Hedges. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Parth, I'm not sure what he thinks here, but he's saying some stuff to Mike Estabrook.
Did he think that ball hit the ground? Then
he thought it did.
And then Austin picked it off the ground? No, that was clean. As we take a look, change up. Yep, caught cleanly.
That's 6 strikeouts for Lucchesi.
Did you see that change-up grip? Down and away. Well, you get a swing like that from a hitter like Parra, you're doing something right.
Now 1 down here in the 5th inning brings up Pat Valaika. appears Lucchese is getting more swings and misses than what he got earlier. We're hanging in there. A lot of lengthy at bats, fouling some pitches off, but right now a lot of swings and misses going on. Struck out 3 of the last 4 batters. Trying the bunt bid. Lucchese has to field. He does. And his throw into the runner will get away. The Lake is headed for second base, and he'll get there. Now they're saying he is out at second base. He was running inside the line, apparently, and that's why Lucchese hit him with the throw. So out at second base will be Valleca. He was running inside the line down to first base, and Bud Black out to dispute that. Lucchese ends up hitting him with this throw, and it's because he's running inside the line.
Inside, still inside. Now watch the throw. Oh, yeah,
way
clearly,
inside.
clearly.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Never was outside.
Now the ball does not hit the runner. I don't know if that's something the umpires or Bud Black is disputing with home plate umpire Mike Estabrook. But in actuality, since he's inside the line right, he's deterring
Exactly.
Eric Hosmer from catching that baseball.
Pausing an errant throw.
Exactly. Another thing I noticed on that play, I was surprised that Lucchese did not spin towards his glove hand side. He got the glove and spun arm side, because usually you get that momentum going. It's almost like an outfielder going to the gap and then you spin towards your glove hand side. End result, that's an out. That's 2 big outs here for Joey.
9 in a row retired by Lucchese. 2 down here in the inning, and Tyler Anderson, the pitcher, batting for the second time. Struck out swinging in the second inning. And strike 2. 6 strikeouts on the day for Lucchese. Struck out 1 in 4 2/3 in his first outing. Swing and a miss, and there's strikeout number 7 for Lucchese. In order go the Rockies halfway through, no score. Brought to you by Sycamore Casino. Sign up for the Padres Club Card tomorrow. And by Tough Turtle Turf, a full landscape design company. It's on to the last of the 5th inning. Day baseball today at Petco Park. A lot of kids out here today.
Love it.
Baseball.
Future big leaguers right there, taking in a big league ball game.
And Christian Villanueva coming up here to lead it off for the Padres in their half of the 5th inning. Villanueva struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. 1 of 2 Ks for Tyler Anderson. He's faced 1 over the minimum in the first 4 innings. Gave up a 2-out base hit to Eric Hosmer last inning. Retired the first 11. For 7 in the series is Villanueva. Strike call. Christian didn't care for that call.
You know what we've got here, Donnie?
What's that?
Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel.
Absolutely.
Which I love. Crafty.
In the air to center field. Out goes LeMahieu. In comes Blackman. Glasses on. And Charlie Blackman makes the catch out there in center. Villanueva is out number 1 of the 5th inning. Lots of sunshine today. Outfielders with the glasses. One down, and Freddie Galvis coming up. Breeze out there. You can see the flag going left to right, really across the outfield. Galvis lined out to the shortstop, Trevor Story, in the 2nd inning. Now a liner to left center field. That's going to get in for a base hit. Freddie Galvis has the Padres' 2nd hit of the day.
Off the end of the bat, but Freddie will take it any way he can get it. Start something with 1 out. Possibly come around to score. The foot is down. The hands back, kind of drifting a little bit. Got the high 2-seamer. That ball may have been off the plate a little bit too, but good extension. Yep, see that kind of dull sound off the bat, but that's a big league knock for Freddie Galvis.
On board here with 1 down in the 5th inning. Quick check on him, and back to the bag he goes, crossing over to return. So just 2 hits for the Padres today. 43 out of 56. And Suaje swings through that for strike 1. Now the hits. Hosmer with a single, and more recently Freddie Galvis with a single to left field. Suaje starting to heat it up a little bit at the plate. And he lines one to left field. That's in for a base hit. Galvis will stop at 2nd, and the Padres put together back-to-back base hits here with 1 down in the 5th inning.
Station to station baseball here in the Padre 5th. Sure, it's the bottom of the order, but coming up to the plate is a guy who can put an extra base hit up there, as this ball is stayed on nicely from Suaje. Looked like a cutter, lefty on lefty, and a big key, like we say every time. Hitters using the whole field. You try to pull that ball, it's probably a weak pop-up or a ground ball right side, and a chance for the Rocks to turn 2.
1 down, 1st and 2nd. It brings up Austin Hedges. Now you're working towards the bottom of the lineup. There is action in the Padres pen, and there is a guy on deck for Joey Lucchesi. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Looks like Chase Headley has come out on deck, and he would hit. For today's Padres starting pitcher, there's Headley. Phil Maton up in the pen, just back from El Paso. Popped up, foul ground, long run for Valleca, and that ball back into the seats. Hedges was frustrated in his first at bat today. Line went out sharply to third base, but Nolan Arenado able to make the catch down there at third in a diving bid that took him into foul ground. Foul back to the screen by Hedges. Back in tough here, 0-2. Galvis at second and Suaje at first, one out in the fifth. A jam there, but flips it foul off to the right. Well, it seems like Hedges hit the ball hard in this series, but doesn't have a lot to show for it. Gonzalez made the diving catch here last night to rob him of a hit. And then today, Arenado down to third base on the diving grab. Hedges pretty frustrated.
Not much you can do. You just keep swinging.
Does here and fouls it back again.
And I think that's the psychological part of the game. You drive yourself crazy if you start trying to outthink yourself or overthink the situation. You put a good swing on it. And as I mentioned, like a pitcher throwing a pitch, once it leaves your hand, you don't have any control. Once the ball leaves your bat, hopefully it finds a hole. He wants to bounce something here. Iannetta tapping the ground with his glove.
Hedges pops it up. Foul ground. Iannetta coming back, but he won't have a play. So a good battle here between Tyler Anderson and Austin Hedges. Anderson allowing back-to-back base hits with one out here in the fifth inning to Galvis and Suaje. Down and in. Eighth pitch of the at bat coming up here to Austin Hedges. Anderson bouncing back after a tough first outing of the year, which he lasted just 2 1/3, giving up 5 hits and 7 runs. Walked 4, struck out 3. Not a good outing, but much better today.
He's looking to cut something on the inside part of the plate, I'm guessing. They either get a strikeout or a grounder on that left side.
Spiraled off the backside, no throw. That outing, incidentally, that he was roughed up in was against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Swing and a miss, and Anderson ends up winning the battle with Austin Hedges. Strikes him out. Third K for Anderson, 2 down.
Good change up there.
Built for baseball, presented by T-Mobile, the best network for streaming baseball, because your stadium should be where you make it. 2 down here in the fifth. 2 men on, and the pinch hitter, Chase Headley, introduced. So that is the day for Joey Lucchesi. He went the first 5 innings and allowed just 1 hit. No runs, walked 3 and struck out 7 in his second major league outing. As Headley will take strike 1.
That's a good day in the big leagues, Joey Lucchesi. A job well done, kid. That's a good lineup you faced this afternoon.
And Headley gave up the first hitter of the game in Blackman. Headley down 0-2. Casey ended up throwing 84 pitches in his 5 innings of work. A situation where he gives you 5 strong, 84 pitches, But you also have his spot in the order coming up here in a key spot with 2 on in a scoreless game. So you're going to force the hand of Andy Green here to give Chase Headley a shot. And he fouls it off. Hangs it 0-2.
Hey, get a knock here. Drive in a run. He's the pitcher of record. Have the bullpen hold it. Add on. And you never know. Joey Lucchesi could be going home with a big league victory. Bringing a smile to the guy to his right, Darren Balsey, that's for sure. There's a pitching coach who lives and dies with each and every pitch of his staff. And how about Joey Lucchesi going over to Austin Hedges and saying, hey, thank you, nice job.
Phil Maton warming in the pen. He'll be coming in. Certainly ready. He's been warming up most of the inning. And the Padres placed Will Myers on the DL yesterday. They recalled Phil Maton from El Paso. Two and two to Chase Headley. Galvis at second and Suaje at first. Time called as Anderson just kept looking out at second base and Freddie Galvis. About 3 looks in a row. Fouled off again. Fastball's been around 92. Chase Headley in search of that first hit of the year, starting the year 0 for 11. A great spot to get it right here. Now the catcher Inetta headed out to talk. This will be a charged mound visit. And the first here for either side. We've not really seen that be a factor yet where it's gotten close. Getting down to the last couple of visits. Just been a lot fewer, I think.
You know, there was an interesting situation yesterday. Remember, the umpire got hit with a foul ball, and it's like now the catcher's in no man's land where do I go out, show a courtesy, don't want to get charged.
Strike 3 call over the outside corner, and Headley is out number 3. Padres strand a pair. No score after 5. Well, after the ball game, Padres will be headed to Houston to play the world champion Houston Astros over the next 3 days. Jose Altuve, leading Major League Baseball, 346 average last year. Carlos Correa, 871 career OPS, second among active shortstop. And Garrett Cole, career against the Padres, very good, 4-2 with an ERA under 2.
They've got good starting pitching. They've got good offense. Once again, we talked about the 1-2-3 in Milwaukee leading off. The 1-2-3 for Colorado. You've got Springer, you've got Bregman, you've got Altuve, you've got a whole cast of characters for Houston.
We will see Garrett Cole, incidentally, in the middle game of that 3-game series on Saturday. In the air to center field. And Manuel Margot is there to make the catch for the first out of the 6th inning. Padres will feature Perdomo in game 1 against McCullers. Ryan Mitchell will go in game 2 against Garrett Cole. And then Tyson Ross will get the start on Sunday in the finale of that series. Charlie Morton, a right-hander, on the mound for the Astros. Looking forward to that. Phil Maton into the game for the Padres.
We talked about Joey Lucchesi being the first out of the 2016 class draft to make it to the big leagues. How about this kid, Phil Maton, 2015 draft class. He made his debut June 11th of last year against Kansas City. Had plenty of work last year and did quite well in the time that he was at the big league level. He was closing games out in the PCL for El Paso prior to being called up last year. And I'll tell you what, Don, after being in the big leagues, and then I know it was early call up, but still, you start the year AAA, it's like, man, you got to get back. You want to be in that big league bullpen on that big league mound, and he is back.
Mayhew grounds one softly left side. Villanueva tried to barehand it. Lances off his hand, and LeMahieu's going to reach. That was not hit hard at all. And a base hit here for LeMahieu.
Oh, got it on the thumb rather than the palm. It was a clean hop. Do or die play.
That is the first hit for the Rockies since the first batter of the game. Charlie Blackmon back in the first inning. 1 out, 1 on, and Nolan Arenado the batter. Arenado has fly to right and popped out first base.
Maton throws a little cut fastball. We just saw it there, missing off the plate for a ball. He's got the big curveball. He'll throw a changeup.
Fouled off to the right out of play. Maton could use a ground ball here, get a double play, get out of the inning. Padres have forced, coming into this game, 88 ground balls. Second most in the majors, only behind the Oakland A's, who have induced 89.
Are you calling it?
I'm calling it.
Working down here.
Ground ball down third baseline, Villanueva. Fair ball. His throw to first, not going to be in time. A bobble from foul ground, and beating it out is Arenado. Taking second, LeMahieu, and the Rockies have runners at first and second. Looks like they're going to charge the air to Villanueva. Comes up with it cleanly. He would have gotten Arenado. Zone E5 here allows LeMahieu to take second. So 2 on 1 out, and Ian Desmond now the batter. Maton in a tough spot now. Tried to hold up, could not, goes around for strike 1. Swing and a miss,
Nice.
and it's 0-2.
Nice sweeping breaking ball to quickly get ahead 0-2.
Blackman flied out to center to begin the inning. DJ LeMahieu, the infield hit to third. Arenado reaching on a miscue at third by Villanueva. And now just off the outside corner.
Hey, not a bad pitch to go 1-2. You want to throw something close enough off the plate to where the hitter will maybe offer at it.
Swing and a miss, and Desmond does offer at it. Strikes out. First strikeout for Phil Maton. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
2 strikes, you go to 1-2. Hard away, soft away. There it is. Wrap that slider. Curveball. Call it whatever. Call it a strikeout. And right about there is when Ian Desmond said, oh, why couldn't I hold off that pitch?
Well, that is the 8th strikeout for Padres pitching on the afternoon. Trevor Story has struck out twice today. Swings at the first pitch. Skies went out to center. Manuel Margot over and under to make the catch. It ends the inning. Phil Maton works his way out of a jam. Scoreless through 5.5.
Out of market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Last of the 6th inning. No score here from Petco Park as the top of the order. Manuel Margot leads it off, then Jose Pirela. And Eric Hosmer will be along. Popped up, foul ground, and that'll get back into the seats. Rockies with 2 hits today. Padres have 3. Rockies have left 5 men on base. Padres have left 3. Margot 0 for 2 today.
I think the situation calls for good at-bats, long at-bats to wear down Anderson, possibly get a good pitch to rip at. You don't want to get into the
2-hopper out Story at short, and Margot's out number 1 of the 6th inning.
I don't think a hitter wants to get into the mode to where I want to be the hero and try to take a big swing to finally get on the board. I think that could work against hitters.
String a few together.
Yeah. It's almost like an extra inning game, right? You go into the 13th, 14th, whatever, and everybody's trying to be the hero rather than just trying to get a pitch where it's pitched, hit it, get on base, and possibly have somebody else come up to the plate and drive you home.
One out here in the 6th inning. Jose Perella will take strike one. He's grounded out to second and lined out to second. Both times DJ LeMahieu up to the task. Elevates and Perella chases. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Reaches out and pops it up. Shallow right. Second baseman DJ LeMahieu out, and he'll make the catch. Third time today. And Perella has been put out by DJ LeMahieu. Time to try somebody else. 2 down. That'll bring up Eric Hosmer. He's grounded out to second, single to center. He's got one of the 3 Padres hits today. Shift on here for Hosmer on the right side. Only Arenado on the left side, their third baseman. Anderson jumps ahead 1-2. Two outs here in the 6th inning. Pitch count pretty good for Anderson. He's at 75 pitches right now. Fairly economical today. He's not walked anybody. Struck out 4. They've had no action in their pen. Comes in without a record into his second start.
Really good ratio too. Balls to strikes 56-20.
Hosmer now, Renfroe next. There are 2 outs in the inning. Inside has Hosmer jumping back out of the way. Fouled off and a full count. We got Stammen up in the Padres pen currently. And the Rockies starting to stir out there a little bit as Anderson works here into the 6th inning. Adam Ottavino is up in the pen as Hosmer fouls it off. The end of the Padres dugout. Ottavino we saw in the first game of the series, but I haven't seen since. Very good Rockies pen. Payoff pitch to Hosmer. And a pop-up into shallow right. Second baseman LeMahieu is there to make the catch as part of the shift. To the 7th we go without a score. Christian Villanueva down there at third base. The hot corner and picking that early on in the game. Nice play down there by Christian Villanueva.
Getting in a good athletic position, and then a little help from his friend over at first base, Eric Hosmer, on the short hop. Nicely done, gentlemen.
So it's on to the top of the 7th inning. And a new pitcher on for the Padres, third of the day, veteran Craig Stammen.
Phil Maton, outstanding. Turn it over to the veteran Stammen. And he's got the bottom of the order, starting with Iannetta. He pounds the zone, this being his 4th game. Well, after the All-Star break last year, man, he was lights out. A 1.1 ERA. Lowest among National League relievers for Craig Stammen.
Iannetta today has grounded out to third, grounded out to short. Kind of fights that one off, a foul ball.
Boy, all the pitching today, they've avoided the sweet spots, have they not?
Sure have.
Yeah, the balls that have been hit hard, we saw that one by Villanueva being snagged over there at third base. That was hit sharply.
After all the offense we have seen in this series, today both offenses have been quiet, largely because of very good pitching. Iannetta has started 3 of the 4 games in this series. Tony Walters starting in last night's game. Outside corner for strike 3. Iannetta knew it. Takes with him the first strikeout for Craig Stammen. 9th K of the day for Padres pitching.
This is a beautiful pitch from Craig Stammen. Watch this two-seamer. Starts off the plate and then comes back, and that's a ball's width on the outside part of the plate. The key to that pitch, you got to get that release point out there. You're going across your body a little bit on that release point to get that rotation, and bang. Comes back to get that outside corner and a little bit more.
One down in the 7th, and it brings up Gerardo Parra. To left field, where Jose Perella's out there for out number 2. Do you have a two-seamer?
You know what, Don? I'm glad you brought that up. I had a two-seamer, but it was always down and in to the righties, four-seamer down and away to the righties. I never. That pitch did not become in vogue until like within the last, Greg Maddux did it all those years because he had the capability of doing it. But then other guys started doing it, and it's a great pitch.
So you messed it up. You probably should have thrown it.
I probably would have messed it up big time. But it's such a good pitch, and the key there is you got to get it out there, because if you miss, it's still off the plate. If you let it start on too much of the plate, then it comes back in. Bob Scanlon, your thoughts on the righty on righty, the two-seamer bringing it back on the outside?
Oh, I love it. I just wish I was able to execute it better back in my day, Mud. I tried to do that, but I consistently had it leak too much onto the plate. And so I had to put it on the shelf and stick with four seamers to that outside corner. But if you can master that pitch, there's really nothing a hitter can do. It's off the plate and then catches the outside corner. It's vicious.
To third, and Villanueva picks and throws. Nice inning for Craig Stammen. It's 7th inning stretch. We're scoreless in San Diego. are here today checking out some big league baseball. And Dallas Eakins, the head coach of the San Diego Gulls.
Love the Gulls. Been to a handful of games. A lot of fun at the Valley View Casino Center. Old-time hockey, Eddie Shore putting on the foil.
I called some of Dallas Eakins' games back in the day in his minor league career, portion of his career.
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer. Dave's a mess.
Dallas Eakins was a Moncton Hawk at one point.
Was he?
The Maritimes.
I love hockey.
Atlantic Division of the AHL.
It's such a great sport. Have you been to a Gulls game yet?
I have not been to a Gulls game since I've been here. I got to go.
We got to go next season.
I heard you did, though. I saw it when I was in spring training.
Yeah.
Going up on Twitter that you were at the Gulls game walking around.
It's so much fun.
You're tough to miss, you know. Renfroe pops it up foul
Is it
off
the
to the
dome
right.
or the fatness?
It's the whole package.
Yeah, if you get a chance and you love hockey, great atmosphere, great fan atmosphere at the Valley View Casino Center. It's a Gulls game is the ticket.
Renfroe lines one into left center field, a base hit to start things here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
We talked about Hunter Renfroe in our open this afternoon. What was the common theme? We showed you him going to the center of the diamond, right center field, breaking ball staying on it and driving it the opposite way. But this one is on the pull side. It's pullable, right? It's up, it's elevated a little bit, inner half, just a tad. Why not try to crush that? And it pays off for the Padre right fielder.
Now Bud Black out there making a double switch. Lead runner on in the 7th, pitching change from Petco Park. In the 7th inning, the Padres have gotten the lead runner on in Hunter Renfroe after a base hit to left. The double switch here for Bud Black, and Adam Ottavino comes into the game.
And with that single off the bat of Hunter Renfroe, Bud Black wants to stop this potential rally right now with Ottavino. He's been throwing the ball well. Recorded his first 8 outs of the season via strikeout. This being his 4th game. We saw him in game 1 of this series. A right-hander who goes from the first base side of that rubber, throws across his body, tough for any righty.
Christian Villanueva taking ball 1. The double switch here has Ryan McMahon taking over at first base. So Pat Valleca coming out of the game. The pitcher spot was due up in the top of the 8th inning, so that'll now be McMahon. Breaking ball, and that one fooled Villanueva.
He got a call there. That's a breaking ball left on the inner part of the plate to a righty that doesn't end up over the plate, and he still gets the call.
Yeah, kind of surrounded it. Down 1-2.
With that swing there, Villanueva likes to pull the baseball. Watch him pull off this hanging breaking ball. That's a hanger. Front side exposed, hips open up, looking to launch.
Tyler Anderson left after 6+ innings. Still responsible for Hunter Renfroe at first base. Not allowed a run. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 4 and departed after throwing 84 pitches here today. Finally into the Rockies pen here in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, and Villanueva strikes out on the breaking ball. Out number 1 of the 7th inning.
Adam Ottavino found out very quickly that you could put a wrinkle in one, off speed a little bit. 2 big breaking balls this at bat, both swings and misses. And he missed with that one. He wanted that one down and away.
So 1 on, 1 out, and Freddie Galvis coming up. Shortstop's 1 for 2 today. Lined out sharply in the 2nd and then singled into left field in the 5th. He's got one of the 4 Padres hits on the day. Grabs the outside corner. Ottavino's getting that call.
Yeah, the corner of 8th and K.
Framed there by Iannetta. All the ball 1-1. Tyler Anderson looking on, responsible for the runner at first base. Runner goes. Swung on and flared to right field, and that'll get in. Trapped out there in right. Throw goes to third, where Renfroe will be out at third base. So charging in was Parra. That gets in for a hit, but Renfroe gets gunned down trying to go first to third. He was running on the pitch. So a little hit and run, and Renfroe thrown out by Parra in right field.
Andy Green trying to get something going. Not a bad call, with this one being scoreless and 7 hits between both clubs. And this, you know what, this is a great effort. And Parra, how he keeps this one in front of him, I'll never know. Saves that ball from going to the wall and a run, and then the good arm. Hunter does his best to try to slide towards the home plate side of third base, but the ball beat him big time, and Arenado with the tag.
Definitely got him there before he arrived at the bag. So 2 down, Galvis at first base, and Carlos Suaje the batter. There goes Galvis. The pitch is a strike, and the throw down. Galvis will be out at second base. Caught trying to steal, and that will conclude the 7th inning. Chris Iannetta throws him out.
in New England, and Xander Bogaerts bounced one off the monster. Tie this thing at 2. They're in extra innings right now, bottom of the 12th. Boston off to a very good start this season.
Very good start. Obviously, Xander Bogaerts coming up with a big hit. They didn't have any runs up to that point in opening day in Boston, a cold Boston day. And it seems like they played Tampa Bay 20 times already.
Absolutely. You know, bad weather really, I think we're just as lucky as everybody knows we are. Bad weather, though, really a story across Major League Baseball. We'll see you guys for Padres Live, the post-game show coming up after the final out. Don, Mark?
All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. As McMahon is part of the double switch into the game and fouling it off down the left field line. Took over defensively at first base. 0 for 8 on the young season. Into his 6th game of the year. It is McMahon, Blackman, and LeMahieu scheduled to bat in the inning. And Craig Stammen back out there again. Stammen had a 1-2-3 seventh. Joey Lucchesi went 5 shutout innings today, struck out 7. So 84 pitches. Phil Maton an inning. Wilmar go over towards left center. A lot of green grass out in right center. And grounding one towards Aswahe. One down in the 8th inning. 4 in a row retired by Craig Stammen. And it's back up top for Charlie Blackman.
Donnie, you get the feeling that when Craig Stammen goes out on the hill, you know what to expect, right? I mean, it's not going to be perfect every time out, but he's a guy who pounds the zone. You can rely on him to make good quality pitches. Works quickly. Lets his defense work. Good movement on all of his pitches as well.
Blackman with a single back in the 1st inning. Great start to the year for him. 6 for 16. Got 4 home runs already on the year. Tied with Bryce Harper for the most home runs. Harper with 4 also for the Nationals. Not going to go away here again. That one skips in for ball 2. Stretch right now of 6 in a row retired by Padres pitching. Combination of Phil Maton and Craig Stammen. On the ground up the middle for Blackman into center field, a base hit, his 2nd hit of the day, and the 3rd hit for the Rockies.
The guy just hits. Good plate coverage, good discipline of the strike zone, and what does Stammen go with here? High 2-seamer. Mid-thigh high, extended, away. Didn't have that crisp, clean, solid sound, but putting it up the middle where there was no defender.
1 out, 1 on. DJ LeMahieu coming up.
See if the Rockies do anything here. Big hole right side. LeMahieu can manipulate that bat, go the opposite way. Blackman can steal you a base. Blackman had 14 thefts last year. Oh, he was leaning, wasn't he? I don't know whether he was going into a secondary lead or what, but his body was going to second base. Watch the body dart. And then he's got to get back.
He was definitely heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
There he goes. Pitches inside. The throw down is going to get into center field. Blackmon is going to head for third base, and he will get there. So Charlie Blackmon, who was caught trying to steal back in the first inning, steals second base successfully here in the 8th inning, and an error charged Austin Hedges on the throw will get him to third base with one away.
You almost smelled that one coming. Not a lot of action offensively, so Bud Black trying to get something going, as Andy Green was trying to get something going last half inning. This ball is yanked on the shortstop side. Well, that ball actually hit on the infield grass before the dirt. And watch the pop-up slide by Blackmon. Pop-up slide, baseball, nobody's there, gotta go.
Infield in all the way around now with one out, runner at third. And LeMahieu ahead in the count, 2-0. Grounder to short. Galvis looks the runner back at third from his knees. Throws out LeMahieu. Nice play by Galvis with the infield in. Saves the run right there. 2 down.
Perfectly executed pitch. And how about Freddie Galvis smothering it, checking the runner, and saving a run for the Padres and Craig Stammen. That is big league. We've seen it all year long early in this season, the first week in the books, and Freddie Galvis continues to impress.
Huge out right there. 2 down. Nolan Arenado now the batter. Arenado has flied out to right, popped out to first, and last time up reached on a miscue at third base by Christian Villanueva. Stammen falling behind here, 2-0. And now they're going to intentionally put him on the no throw kind.
After the first 2 pitches, you kind of felt that that was the intention.
Pitching around him.
Yeah, force at second base now. You've got another righty in Desmond who has punched out 2 times this afternoon.
He's been hot though, coming in, hitting at 421.
And believe you me, Craig Stammen down in that bullpen with Justin Hatcher and Doug Bachler, you know, they keep score down there, the pitches that are thrown to certain hitters, and Craig Stammen knows.
Back to the mound. Stammen's got it. He'll flip to first for the out that gets him out of the jam.
Knows how to pitch him is what I'm trying to say.
Scoreless. Third base and 1 out of the 8th inning. The infield in all the way around. Freddie Galvis able to pick that. No advance for Blackman at third base, and then Stammen induces a ground ball back to him on the mound and gets out of the jam. So the Rockies threaten but do not score. And this game remains scoreless to the bottom of the 8th inning. Carlos Asuaje leading it off and taking strike one.
Pitching and defense, what we've seen today, that's what wins you ball games.
Asuaje's got one of the 5 Padres hits today, single to left in the 5th. To left field, Ian Desmond going back, still going, and he will make the catch. Late lunge there, right at the base of the warning track. Makes the grab, runs onto the dirt of the track. As Asuaje sending it the other way with authority, but he's out number 1.
Good jump from Ian Desmond. Goes back to the wall, arm side. Turns the right way. Takes away extra bases. Just not enough oomph. You know what I'm saying? Oomph. Off the barrel of the bat from Carlos Asuaje.
One down, Austin Hedges. 0 for 2 has lined out to third and struck out swinging. Pitcher spot is due next, and the Padres have sent Corey Spangenberg out there to the on deck circle. Montevino in the final 2 outs of the 7th inning. Back out there for the 8th. Brad Hand, the Padres closer, up in the pen. On the outside corner for strike 2. It's been Montevino's go-to pitch, that slider. Trying to pick up the outside corner again. Full count now. With 1 out and Corey Spangenberg waiting on deck. Another slider coming here. And that one drops in there for strike 3. Second strikeout for Montevino since coming in. 2 down in the 8th.
A hanger on the inner half. Looked like Iannetta set up down and away. See his glove, but it leaks middle in. Can't pull the trigger.
2 down in the 8th inning. And here is Corey Spangenberg pinch hitting. Jumps back out of the way, but that's in there for strike 1.
It's tremendous movement on that 2-seam fastball.
Spangenberg making his first appearance of the season in the outfield last night. Last year played 32 games in left field.
What a great job by Craig Stammen. 2 solid innings. Worked out of a jam last half. Oh.
Ball and 2 strikes. Spangenberg had 2 hits last night, 2 for 4. On the start in left field, pinch hitting here with 2 down in the 8th. It's a piece of Iannetta. in the air to right center field, and incoming is Charlie Blackmon. He'll handle it for out number 3. We're headed for the 9th, scoreless in San Diego. Dealers.
Love revisiting the keys. First one was shut down first inning. Joey Lucchese, 4 batters faced, 1 hit, did a fine job. And get to the Rocks pen early. Well, Tyler Anderson went 6 solid. We've got ourselves a pitcher's duel. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, count them. Collectively between both teams. And a bunch of bagels up there on that line score.
Now Brad Hand, the closer in. Tie game at home.
Save is out the window. The Padres can win it in walk-off style. Struck out the only batter he faced, his first save. First win of the season. That was Tuesday night in this series against the Rockies.
Showing bunt and jumping out of the way of that pitch was Trevor Story. A couple of strikeouts today for the Rockies shortstop, and he is flat out to center field. Great job by Craig Stammen. 2 shutout innings. Got out of the jam and left Charlie Blackmon at third base. He was there with 1 out in the 8th. The Rockies couldn't get him in.
Thanks to Freddie Galvis too, huh?
And a great play at shortstop with the infield in. Did he go? No. This is first base umpire Alfonso Marquez, the crew chief. Story, Iannetta, and Parra scheduled to bat here for Colorado in the 9th inning. $20,509 on hand today. 2509 for final game of the homestand and the final game of this 4-game series between the Padres and the Rockies. Rockies are headed home after the ball game. All zeros here into the 9th. Joey Lucchese starting the game, 5 shutout innings. Tyler Anderson starting the game for the Rockies, 6+ shutout innings. Story will take the walk to begin things here in the 9th inning. So the free pass starts the 9th. It's the 5th walk given up by Padres pitching on the afternoon.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Lead runner on now for the Rockies here in the 9th inning. And here is Chris Iannetta. Catcher has grounded out to third, grounded out to short, and struck out looking. And on the grass at third is Villanueva. Iannetta entertaining thoughts of bunting, and now Villanueva will back up at third. He had been in on the grass. A little deeper now. 2 for 11 in the series for the Rockies starting catcher. Down the right field line, headed towards the corner, and foul. Right to the 322 marker down there in that corner.
You know what I do on a play like that, a ball hit like that? I don't even watch the ball. You know who I watch?
The outfielder?
The hitter.
The hitter.
Because as soon as he hit that ball down the line, he stopped in his tracks 1 step past home plate, knowing that from his vantage point, he could see that the ball was going to be clearly foul. Give it a shot.
I kind of got to watch the ball, though, you know?
Not really.
One pitch coming up here to Iannetta. Almost hit him as that one misses down and in.
Let's check it out. Here's the pitch. Okay, swung on down the right field line. One step past home plate, and let's tee it up again.
That wouldn't work for me.
Just trying to help you out a little bit.
It took way too long.
That's a good pitch.
It's a strike on the outside corner. How about you skating your lane? What do you think?
That's funny.
Trevor's Story at first base, held on over there by Eric Hosmer. He's got a good sized lead now.
Need a grounder right here. Well, that was the right pitch, something to beat into the ground from the left-hander hand and down and in to Iannetta. So heads up left side of the infield. Villanueva, Galvis. It's exactly the way the infield is played, to pull. Especially on that breaking ball, if thrown for a strike. Good guy to try to double up as well. Does not have good speed.
Runner goes. Iannetta takes ball 4, and the first 2 have walked here for the Rockies. So walks to Story. Now Iannetta, 2 on, nobody out for Colorado in the 9th inning.
Well, even though Gerardo Parra is batting 7th, this guy is one tough out.
I'm going to talk it over here. Make sure that everybody's on the same page with what they want Parra to do. Stu Cole, the third base coach, coming down to discuss it personally with Gerardo Parra. So Parra, who has walked today, struck out, flied out to left. Batting with runners at first and second, nobody out in the 9th. And squaring already. He pulls it back, swings away.
Not a bad idea.
Runners in scoring position. The Rockies 0 for 5 in this game. Padres 0 for 2. As Carlos Gonzalez has grabbed a bat, and he's in the on-deck circle. Pulls it back, and the count evens at 1-1. Back-to-back walks allowed by Brad Hand here in the 9th inning.
Carlos Villanueva at third base. He's kind of in between. If that ball is bunted back to Hand, he can retreat back to third base for the force play to get that lead runner. And Galvis on the wheel going to third.
Ball 2. And has thrown 15 pitches, 10 for balls since coming in.
Not sharp.
Parra gets it down towards Villanueva at third base. His throw is going to be not in time as it's juggled by Aswahe at first base. And everybody's going to be safe here. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th inning. That was tough. That throw went towards the runner. And they're going to charge an error on Aswahe, the second baseman covering.
Yeah, Don, he had to switch. That ball was on the foul side. See him switch his feet right in the breadbasket. Cannot hold on to it. Good footwork, but couldn't find the handle on that throw from Villanueva.
Now Carlos Gonzalez now is going to pinch hit here in the pitcher's spot with the bases loaded and nobody out. Greg Stammen had to work his way around first and third with one out in the 8th, but now Brad Hand is in a bases loaded, nobody out situation in the top of the 9th inning. Infield in all the way around. And Gonzalez with a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Do you think just maybe Carlos Aswahe maybe a little distracted with that runner?
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to find the baseball coming out of that jersey.
Yeah.
Story at third, Ionetta at second, Parra at first with nobody out in the 9th.
Infielders getting dirty, diving.
Gonzalez again chasing after the breaking ball, down 0-2.
Almost the same pitch. Gonzalez getting a little froggy there with those runners on. And pretty good numbers going Brad Hand's way for the Rocky hitter. 1 for 8 with 4 punch-outs.
Popped up foul off to the left out of play.
You know, you always have to be aware, right? 2 breaking balls, well, and that foul ball right there, more of a closer pitch. But here's the thing: runner on third, tied at 0. You know, there's a fine line between getting it out there and not bouncing it, and there's a fine line between getting it out there and not leaving it up in the zone for something to kind of just dump down the left field line. That's why Austin's got to be on his game to smother that thing if, in fact, it is a breaking ball down in the dirt.
Bases filled with Rockies, nobody out here in the 9th inning. A hand ahead of Gonzalez, 0-2. Gonzalez strikes out. Hand needed that, and he got it. Strikeout on the slider is out number 1 of the 9th inning.
Looked like 4 breaking balls this at bat, and the final one well off the plate. Same result as the other breaking balls off the plate. Swings and misses.
So bases loaded now with 1 down, and it brings up Ryan McMahon. Came in as part of a double switch in the 8th inning and grounded out to second base. Now it takes ball 1.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Bases filled with Rockies, 1 out in the 9th. And a 1-0 coming to McMahon. That's away, 2-0. Rockies had a chance to pull ahead in the 8th, could not. Threatening again in the 9th inning. Ball 3. Where was that? Pretty close pitch. Bases loaded for the Rockies. 3-0 the count now to McMahon. Ball 4, and he walks in the game's first run. From third comes Trevor Story, and the Rockies take a 1-0 lead. The third free pass of the inning served up by Brad Hand. And Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, headed out to talk to his closer. And gets an RBI on that.
Well, I think it's fair to say both sides have seen calls go either way. And the bottom line is that when you're not consistently around the plate, we hear it all the time, right? You're not going to get that borderline pitch.
Jordan Lyles starting to limber up in the pen. So the Rockies have pulled ahead here in the top of the 9th inning. Now looking for more, and you got Charlie Blackmon coming up. He's 2 for 4 today, both singles to center field. 2 for 12 in his career against Brad Hand. Staying away again, ball 1.
Infielders getting dirty. We saw Freddie Galvis do that earlier. Everybody right to the left. Try to at least knock that ball down. If you can fire a strike to home plate to get that lead runner, that is crucial.
.26 pitches in the inning here for Hand.
That's a lot of work. It's a heavy workload. 26 pitches. That's pitches with a P.
Blackmon lifts it in the air down the left field line. Perella on the move, but won't get there. It's into the seats. And Blackmon will get another chance here, down 1-2. second base. And at first with Ionette at third and one down in the inning. 1-2 pitch coming up. Foul again by Charlie Blackmon. He's a tough out.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who, quite frankly, he's a pest, right? Those pitches just off the plate, he'll just flick at it, foul it off, get another one. Got to be careful that ball in the dirt too. Austin Hedges smother and recover that thing. If in fact with 2 strikes he throws that breaking ball down.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Blackmon. So that's a big K. Second strikeout for Hand. Second out of the ninth.
Tell you what, sometimes the hanging breaking ball works to your advantage. Who doesn't love a hanger? That one's on the inner half. Charlie Blackmon can do nothing with it. The hands, see him trying to get his hands in, get on top of it, at least make contact.
So Hand, who's about to throw his 30th pitch here of the inning, has 2 outs and brings up DJ LeMahieu. He's been on twice, a walk and a single. 0 for 6 against Brad Hand in his career. Strike one.
It's been a weird zone this afternoon, hasn't it? No? No, be honest. I mean,
It's been a little bit inconsistent.
yeah, you think?
Here's Wade Davis, the closer, getting ready. Rockies with a 1-run lead.
And both ways. We've seen balls called strikes and vice versa.
Mike Estabrook with the plate today. Mark Grant with the analysis.
I'll just call him as I see him. I mean, the strike zone doesn't lie. Apparently you do.
Line to right, and that's going to get in for a hit. From third base comes Ionetta. Parra behind him. The throw goes to second, and 2 runs in for the Rockies to take a 3-0 lead. And almost got out of this with just the 1 run, but DJ LeMahieu, too good a hitter, takes it into right field to drive in a pair.
You just said it, too good of a hitter. Here's a guy who uses the whole field, and that's a pitch that's up. Brad Hand hasn't been that sharp. And DJ LeMahieu gets something up, away, and just spanks it that way. Why try to pull that ball? That's why he's won a batting title.
That is the afternoon for Brad Hand as DJ LeMahieu has driven him out of the game. It's 3-0 Rockies. so far. Big thing, the walks. 3 walks allowed by Brad Hand. First time he's done that since he was a starter. As now on for the Padres, Jordan Lyles trying to stop this Rockies offense. Many more runs.
Yeah, we were spoiled last year, the year that Brad Hand had the all-star left-hander. As Jordan Lyles will try to stop the bleeding here and try to get 1 out with the Rockies leading 3-0.
Arenado's had a quiet day today. 0 for 3. Did walk his last time up in the 8th. Lyles, the former Rocky. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Says first base umpire Alfonso Marquez.
A solid 3 innings last time out for Jordan. 2 hits, no runs. He struck out 3. That was on Monday, first game of this 4-game series. He was lights out.
Fly ball headed towards shallow right. Swahe out. In is Renfroe, and Renfroe will make the catch. That ends the inning. A 3-run top of the 9th. Padres coming up in the bottom. Turned in. Shambi Wava down there at third base with a nice pick. And Arenado, the Rockies' third baseman, diving into foul ground. And Freddie Galvis with the infield in the 8th inning, able to make this play and threw from his knees. And then in left field, Ian Desmond going back to make the catch onto the warning track. Some good defense both sides today, and some very good pitching as well. Up until the 9th anyway, where the Rockies scored 3 times on Brad Hand. All the runs are unearned as Brad Hand goes 2/3 of an inning and gives up the 3 runs. He is on the hook as the Padres with work to do here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and it'll be against the closer for the Rockies, Wade Davis.
Very uncharacteristic of Brad Hand, but there's work to be done against the closer. 3 for 3. Wade Davis isn't save opportunities. Last night an inning, he walked 1 to save the 5-2 victory for Colorado, and yet to give up a hit.
And Will Margot to lead it off. 0 for 3 in the ball game from the top spot in the Padres order, and 2 for 23 to begin the year. Tyler Anderson started this game for the Rockies. 6 shutout innings. Adam Ottavino went 2 innings of relief, giving up 1 hit, no runs. And now Wade Davis on for the 9th. Ball's behind, 2-0. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. Margot, Perella, and Hosmer. Anybody gets on, Renfroe will have a chance.
And the chatter in the dugout when the Padres came off the field is this: base runners, guys, base runners. Any way you can get on base. We need multiple base runners. Don't try to hit 3 solo shots.
Margot will drive this to deep left field, and that ball is gone. A home run. Solo shot for Manuel Margot.
Well, third of the way there.
It's the Padres on the board here in the bottom of the ninth. Good start to this bottom of the ninth.
Well, there's a blast. Now a bloop and a blast will tie it. Off speed pitch, middle in, and as soon as he swung and made contact, Davis knew that it was a big time mistake. Big time. And the Padres are on the board.
So 3-1, and Jose Perella will take strike one. Perella 0 for 3 today. Grounded back to Davis under his glove to short. Story still has time and gets Perella at first base. Now Davis couldn't field it, but didn't have to worry about it because Story got in there. The shortstop comes racing in.
Well, he's amazed at infielders on the run making that bare-handed grab, but they practice that. Gets in a good fielding position. You see Story fielding that ball on his right side.
So one down here, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. He'll take strike one. Hosmer with a single back in the 4th inning to center field. A 1 for 3 day today. Davis jumping ahead, 0-2. Fouled off to the left, out of play. 95 on the fastball from Wade Davis. Wade Davis with 3 saves already on the young season. Has given up a run here so far in the ninth. Very high, and it's 2-2. Leadoff home run by Manuel Margot. The ground out to short by Perella. Renfroe waiting on deck. And Hosmer with a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 down in the 9th inning.
Burying the breaking ball. Watch it out of the hand. The rotation, the curve ball. Out of the hand, it looks so sweet. You commit. Can't hold up. And then at least try to foul it off to get another hack at it.
So 2 down, bases empty, and here is Hunter Renfroe. Golfs it foul off to the right. Renfroe today has popped out to short, flat out to center, and single to left field. Drops in on the outside corner. Renfroe's down 0-2, and Hunter didn't like that at all. Both teams not scoring until the 9th inning today, but the Rockies get 3 in the top half, 1 so far in the bottom half. That's ball 2, 2-2. Great starting pitching today. Tyler Anderson and Joey Lucchesi. Two-two to Renfroe. That's in there for strike 3, and that's the afternoon. Now the Rockies come in and they take 3 out of 4 from the Padres and win this one 3-1. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
Johnny, first of all, have a great and safe trip on the road, and we'll get you set for that upcoming road trip when we see you on a post-game show. Houston is the next destination for a 3-game series against the world champs, so we'll have that plus Andy Green when we see you in a moment.